Hi students, welcome to Evershine Coaching Center. Myself Shah Faisal sir here. Dear students, today we are going to start up the session for class 8 students. Maybe they belongs to Karnataka State Board or CBSE. The students who all are following NCERT textbooks, those people can use this session. And also the students who are going to face the exam for any competitive level, okay, even those people also can use these all sessions. So definitely it is kind of a crash course for you all. It's a very good opportunity to gain the knowledge in a short period of time. Dear students, one more thing I like to tell you, in case if you have not subscribed our YouTube channel, so please do subscribe it without fail. Okay? जो भी बच्चे हमारा YouTube चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किए हैं अभी तक, उन सारे बच्चे हमारे YouTube चैनल के लिए आप सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिएगा, जिससे आपको लेटेस्ट नोटिफिकेशंस और अपडेट्स आते रहेंगे और बेल आइकॉन को क्लिक करना मत भूलिए. ओके, गुड. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट अप द क्लास फॉर class 8 science crop production and management. Students, as you all knows it is very important for all to learn this chapter. First, agriculture. Dear students, the concepts what all we are going to study in this chapter, that is types of crops, basic practices of crop production, food from animals. Now, the very important concept we need to learn, agriculture. Now, what is this agriculture? See children, very simple. If you get a question like what is agriculture? Agriculture is nothing but, you need to write the answer like this. The process of growing, can you see this? How the plant is growing? Yeah. The process of growing, cultivating and harvesting the crops is called agriculture. Very simple. Okay. The process of growing, cultivating and harvesting crops is called as agriculture. हम इसमें क्या कर रहे हैं? ग्रो कर रहे हैं. कैन यू सी हियर स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्लांट्स क्या हो रहा है बेटा? ग्रो होते जा रहा है. कल्टिवेटिंग, बिफोर यू ग्रो एनी प्लांट, फर्स्ट व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड? कल्टिवेशन. कैन यू सी हियर द ट्रैक्टर इज रिमूविंग the top soil. Can you see this? The top soil, it is removing, and weeds is nothing but the plants which is not required. Okay, so we are removing. Okay, before we grow any plant, cultivation is required. After cultivation, what is happening? The plant will grow. After it grow, we do harvesting, means we take the finished product. Harvesting is nothing but finished product. Can you see here? Here one person is removing the final product. Understood? So this is called as agriculture. Now what is agriculture? The process of growing, cultivating and harvesting crops is called agriculture. Is this clear? Good. Next, what is crop? What do you mean by crop? Crop means what? Very simple. Parts of the same kind that are cultivated in fields on a larger scale for food, clothing or commercial purposes are called as crops. Okay, plants of the same kind. Can you see here? Here we have same kind of plants. We are growing in a large field, in a very large field. हम एक बड़ी field के अंदर same variety के food products को हम क्या कर रहे हैं बेटा? grow कर रहे हैं. मतलब कि same variety का जो भी seeds है हम उसको क्या कर रहे हैं बेटा? grow कर रहे हैं. Same plants, same variety plants we are growing on a large scale area. Same varieties of plants we are growing on a large scale area. Maybe we are growing these plants for the purpose of food, or maybe we are purpose of clothing or any commercial need. Any commercial need. आपको जो चाहिए, जिसके लिए चाहिए, उसके लिए हम जो भी plants grow कर रहे हैं, same type के जो plants हम grow कर रहे हैं, एक बहुत बड़ी फील्ड के अंदर, इन वेरी बिग फील्ड वी आर ग्रोइंग द सेम वेराइटीज ऑफ प्लांट्स आर कॉल्ड एज क्रॉप्स. So this is called as crops. Okay. Now children, we have several crops, right? We have several crops like rice, we have wheat, cotton, vegetables, potato. Okay, so many different crops we have, right? So these all crops we grow not like every time same crops. Okay, any crop you cannot grow anytime. There is a particular season. Based on the season we grow the crops. Based on the particular season, what we do children in our India, based on the particular season we grow the crops. So based on this we classify the crops into two types, that is what, kharif crops and rabi crops. Based on the season we grow two types of crops. Which are the two types of crops? Generally I am speaking. Okay, we have two types of crops, that is kharif crops and rabi crops. Okay, now let me see some details related to kharif crops and rabi crops. See children, so this is the kharif crops. These kharif crops are planted usually in the rainy season. Which season children? During rainy season. Usually we grow this in the rainy season and harvested, okay, means we get the finished product in the month of October. In the month of October. So kharif crops usually in which period we grow children? It is planted during rainy season and harvested in October. Understood? So these are the crops shown on the onset of monsoon. This is called as onset of monsoon. Is nothing but during rainy season. During rainy season. So what is the speciality of this crop? Okay, इस crop का क्या speciality है? These crops require lot of water. It needs more water. So that is the reason we grow during rainy season. Okay, example, very important. You need to remember the example, children. What are the examples of kharif crops? That is rice, maize, jowar. Okay, so these are the main kharif crops. Is this clear, children? So these are the main kharif crops. Even we can take paddy also. Even we can take paddy and we can take maize, we can take cotton. Okay, so these all are kharif crops. So these all are kharif crops. Okay, now what about rabi crops? See children, usually rabi crops are grown, are planted in the winter season. We plant in the winter season and harvested in the month of March. And harvested in the month of March or April. March or April. Okay, so these are called as rabi crops. They require moderate water, not too much high, not too much low. They need minimum water. Okay, examples like wheat, barley, pause, gram, etc. Okay, so this is what, okay, this is what we grow and we harvest these crops. So some crops need more amount of water and some crops they need less amount of water. So these are crops are harvested in the month of summer. In nothing but in summer. Any doubt children? I hope you have understood which are the different types of crops which we grow in our country, in India. Okay, it based upon season. Okay, that is kharif crops and rabi crops. Now see children, some agricultural practices what we follow. If you want to grow any crops, so farmer perform several activities, right children? Farmer perform several activities to grow the crops, in which that is called as agricultural practices or agricultural purpose. For agricultural purpose or for practices, farmers will follow certain steps. So which are the steps the farmers will follow to grow a crop? Okay, the first step, the number one, that is preparation of soil. First he will prepare the soil and then he will select of a good quality seeds. Then what he do? After preparing the soil, he select for a good quality seeds. He will select for good quality seeds. During this time, he will select what should be the quality of my crop. After he select the quality, then he start sowing. Then what he do? He start sowing the seeds. After sowing the seeds, what he do? He will add some manures and fertilizers to the soil. He will add some manures and fertilizers to the soil, and then he do irrigation. After irrigation, he do weeding, and after weeding he do harvesting. After harvesting, threshing. After threshing, he do winnowing. One more step is there, that is nothing but he do winnowing. Then finally he store the final product. Okay, now let me see in some steps how exactly he is going to perform. So children, this is a long answer carrying mark question. So it is very important, and it is the definite question for your final exam. So you need to write this for 3 to 4 marks. Okay, so you have to write this. Okay, first step number 1, preparation of soil. What is the meaning of preparation of soil, children? See children, in during preparation what he do, he involves plugging, leveling, okay, and sometimes he adds some fertilizers also to make the soil fertile. To make the soil fertile, पहले वो क्या करेगा? प्लगिंग करेगा. दिख रहा है बेटा, ये कुछ सॉइल को रिमूव कर रहा है. कैन यू सी दिस? द ट्रैक्टर इज रिमूविंग सम सॉइल. दैट्स नथिंग बट प्लगिंग. ही डू प्लगिंग. after that what he do? He will do leveling. If the surface is irregular, okay, then what he do? He will do leveling. उसको straight करेगा, level करेगा. Okay, after leveling, to if in case if the soil does not meet any demand, like any nutrients are less or something, at that time itself what he do? He will add some fertilizers. He will add some fertilizers. Is this clear, children? What is the meaning of preparation of soil? It involves plugging, leveling and applying fertilizers. Applying fertilizers. Children, here you can expect one question like, what is plugging? What is plugging? Plugging means what, children? It is the process of loosening and turning the soil with a plug or hoe, etc. Plugging means what? It is the process of loosening and turning the soil. He will lose the soil and he will turn the soil. Okay. Soil को क्या करेगा बेटा? वो पलटाएगा. Okay. Soil को first क्या करेगा? वो soil को निकालेगा. उसके साथ साथ में उसको क्या करेगा? He will rotate the soil. He will rotate the soil by using plug or toe, etc. This is called as plugging. Plugging is nothing but removal of soil. Removal of soil or loosening the soil. We cannot say removal. We can say loosening the soil. It is called as plugging. Are you getting, children? Now, sometimes he will use a wooden leveler. It is used for pressing the soil, and fertilizers or manures are then applied to the soil. He will use wooden leveler, and he will use some wooden leveler. I mean, you may have seen a bulldozer, right? Yeah, similar to that. He will just run that machine on the soil, so for leveling purpose. For leveling purpose. In this manner, he will set up the preparation of soil. Okay, so preparation of soil में क्या करेंगे? पहले प्लगिंग करेंगे. ओके, सॉइल को निकालेंगे थोड़ा. निकालने के बाद उसको रोटेट किया जाएगा. रोटेट करने के बाद उसको लेवल किया जाएगा. तो अभी सॉइल ठीक है. नो सॉइल इज प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर एग्रीकल्चर पर्पस. नो सॉइल इज रेडी. After that, what do you do, children? He will select the quality of the seeds. He needs a good quality seeds to get a healthy seeds, right? Understood? If you want a good product, if you want a good finished product, then he should select the proper quality, so that even after once if we eat that fruit or the food products, we will be healthy. Okay, so quality is must and should. We need to check. And after that, what do you do, children? He will do sowing. Now, what is the meaning of sowing of seeds? See, children, planting seeds into the soil is called sowing. Then what do you do? Planting the seeds. He will put seeds. He will put seeds on the soil. Okay. See, suppose this is one and this is one track. Okay. Can you see this tractor is removing the soil? At that time, what he do? He will just pour the seeds here. He will maintain some gap and he will pour the seeds. That's nothing but sowing. Planting seeds into the soil. Can you see here? He is planting seeds, right? He is putting seeds, no? Sometimes randomly, sometimes in a continuous way. Like that, he will start, okay? And he will start putting the seeds. That is called as sowing. Seeds can be sowed by broadcasting or scattering, okay, using seed drills, by transplantation. By using transplantation process also. Transplantation is nothing but it is the process, okay. So transplantation seeds is nothing but it is sown in a nursery, okay. Like you may have seen different plantation is there, children. No, as per your knowledge, just you need to remember, okay. Some plants we grow in some laboratory conditions, some maintaining some proper temperature, like that, okay. At that time this type of technique is required, that is transplantation. So transplantation means it will put the seeds in a proper desired manner. He will put the seeds in proper desired manner, that is called as transplantation. So anyhow, sowing the seeds का मतलब क्या है बेटा? Simple, जो मतलब कि जो एरिया होता है उस एरिया के ऊपर सीड्स को डालना है, that is sowing the seeds. Next, adding manures and fertilizers to the soil, right? So manures are nothing but, so these are the organic substances which is obtained by decomposition of dead and animal waste. Manures बोले तो बेटा manure simple ये आकर एक organic waste है, ये आकर organic waste है. ये organic waste हमारे को कहाँ से मिलेगा? From where we get this organic waste? It is obtained from decomposition of plant waste. अगर से एक plant का waste होता है वो decay हो जाता है, मतलब कि उसमें से gases निकलना शुरू होते हैं plant के waste में, okay. उसके थ्रू से, और animal waste, and sometimes animal waste like cow dung. The best example is cow dung, okay. So these are the manures what we add here. Fertilizers are nothing but, so these are the chemical things. These are the chemical things. Fertilizers are nothing but chemicals. By using a chemical we increase the fertility of the soil. Soil का strength को बढ़ाया जाएगा, okay. Fertilizers बोले तो वो एक chemical है जिससे soil का strength को बढ़ाया जाएगा, fertility बढ़ाया जाएगा, और साथ साथ उसके अंदर बहुत से nutrients भी पैदा करेंगे, okay. If soil has lost some nutrients, it will increase. So by using fertilizers we will, so these are the fertilizers are man-made. Manures are nothing but natural, but fertilizers are man-made, okay. We will add these things to improve the quality of the soil, okay. And here, and after that we have irrigation process. Next process is irrigation. Now in irrigation what we do, children? It is the artificial supply of water. For irrigation what we do? Can you see here? Here the farmer is pouring the water, correct? So it is the artificial supply of water to the soil in regular intervals, in regular quantity. In regular intervals, in regular quantity. How much amount of water that plant is required? So continuously, maybe morning once, evening once, again morning once, evening once, or per day once, like that, in a proper schedule, in a proper particular time, he will start putting the water. This is called as irrigation. So this is actually done by traditional techniques. So these are the traditional or modern method, okay. So traditional methods we will use for irrigation, traditional methods also, and modern techniques also we use. Now what is the meaning of traditional method? Traditional method is nothing but, I hope you have seen, if you have went to any villages, there is a pipe. Can you remember, children? Have you seen? Yes. So they will flow the water in a pipe. So that water what it does, okay, it can be done like by using a pump or something. So continuously the water will flow. You no need to stand, okay. बस एक पाइप के अंदर एक संप रहेगा, एक मोटर रहेगी, मोटर या जनरेटर को ऑन कर दीजिए, जिससे क्या होता है, पाइप में से वाटर फ्लो होता है, तो कंटिन्यूसली पूरी फील्ड में वाटर स्प्रेड हो जाएगा. दैट इज इरिगेशन. इफ यू use the pump, okay, so from the pipe what happens, the water will flow throughout the area. That is called as traditional method. Okay, so actually they are cheaper but often lead to wastage of water. If you use traditional method, they are actually cheaper but more amount of water will be wasted. So what we did, we have used a modern method that is called as sprinkler method. Sprinkler, I hope you may have seen in a park. So this will be the like one small nozzle will be there, so water will be sprayed like this. Can you see water will flow like this, no children? So yes, so how much amount of water is required, only that much amount of water will be sprayed. बस स्प्रे होगा, वाटर क्या होगा, स्प्रे होगा, उसको बोलते हैं स्प्रिंकलर मेथड. Is this clear children? And even we can use drip irrigation method. We also use drip irrigation method to save water. So we use even traditional method as well as sprinkler method or drip irrigation method for irrigation purpose. After irrigation, what we do children? We do weeding. Now what is the meaning of weeding? Weeds are nothing but these are unwanted plants. Weeds are what? Unwanted plants. Okay, so we will remove these unwanted plants before the plant will give any fruit or flower. So we do weeding, we remove unwanted plants. After that we do harvesting, that is cutting and gathering of crops upon maturity is called harvesting. After the plant will give a proper food, so what we do, we remove the final food product, we cut the crops, after it gives the final product to us, that is called as harvesting. Okay, it is done by using manually, like we use sickle or with the help of a machine we remove the final product. मशीन को भी यूज करेंगे, हाथ से भी हम उसको निकालेंगे, प्लग करेंगे, बाहर निकालेंगे, that is harvesting. After harvesting, what we do children? With threshing, we do threshing. Threshing means what? Harvested crops are separated from the plant plunk. Okay, plant plunk बोले तो प्लांट के अंदर फाइनल प्रोडक्ट हमारा रहेगा, उसको हम निकाल दिए तो उसको क्या करेंगे, झाड़ेंगे, उसको बोलते हैं झाड़ना है, दैट इज थ्रेशिंग. ओके, एक बार उसको मारने से क्या होता है, जो हमारा फाइनल प्रोडक्ट होता है वो बाहर गिरेगा. ओके, लाइक इम्प्योरिटी पूरा एक जगह कलेक्ट होगी, प्योरिटी एक जगह कलेक्ट होगी थ्रेशिंग की वजह से. ओके, सो हार्वेस्टेड क्रॉप्स आर सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम द प्लांट पल्प by beating the bulk on floors with the help of machines are called as threshing. Next, winnowing. Winnowing means what children? Grains are separated from the chaff by a process is called as winnowing. Grains are separated from the chaff, that is called as winnowing. And after that we store the final products. Okay, by using some pesticides we store the final products by using pesticides. Pesticides are nothing but to keep the pest away. It should not spoil our food product. So we will dump in a separate place. Like we store these separate places like silos and granaries. By using these storage devices, we store the final product. Okay. So what is this silos or granaries? So these are the large scale storage of grains. So these are the places where we store a large amount of grains. And even what we do here, with the increase in population, okay, several techniques are used for increasing crop yield. You can see nowadays the population is increasing, right? Yes, due to this increasing population we use separate techniques, that is called as mixed cultivation and crop rotation. By using this technique we can meet our all demands. जैसा population बढ़ रहा है तो demand भी बढ़ेगा, right? So इसके लिए हम mixed cultivation और crop rotation का इस्तेमाल करेंगे. We use this. Okay, by using this easily we can fulfill our all needs. Got it? Now children, here you can see atmospheric nitrogen is fixed into the soil by nitrogen fixing. We have to do nitrogen fixing. How will you do nitrogen fixing children? By using a bacteria that is called as rhizobium. It is a bacteria which is present in root nodules. Can you see here in root tips, end tips? It is present, right? Rhizobium. So this will help in nitrogen fixing. This will help in nitrogen fixing. Now what exactly is the meaning of nitrogen fixing children? It's very simple. Nitrogen fixing means we can see our nitrogen cycle. What it does? It is a process of the circulation of nitrogen between the soil, organisms and atmosphere, that is called as nitrogen cycle. So nitrogen cycle means what? It is a process of circulation of nitrogen. It will circulate the nitrogen between soil, organisms and atmosphere. इन तीनों के बीच में नाइट्रोजन को पास करता जाएगा. Nitrogen will start spreading. That is called as nitrogen cycle. Okay. Similarly, you may get a one more question like, what is animal husbandry? Rearing the animals in a large scale for food products like milk, eggs, fiber, hide, honey, etc. This is called as animal husbandry. हम एक जगह में क्या करेंगे, सारे जानवरों को इकट्ठा करेंगे. We are going to store all the different types of animals, all the set of animals in different places for the purpose of food, like meat, milk, eggs, etc. This is called as animal husbandry. So this is what the chapter what we have understood, crop production and management. So we have discussed the different types of crops, what are the basic practices are required to grow the crops and food from animals. I hope you all have understood this video. Do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe our YouTube channel. Is this clear, children? If you have not subscribed, so please do subscribe now itself. Click the subscribe button. You can see in the right bottom here, we can see one subscribe button is there, right? You can just click here, click the subscribe button so that you will be getting all my videos. If you have not understood or something, or if you have any doubts, so please do not forget to put in the comment box so that I will solve your doubts. Okay, fine. So wish you all the best of luck, children. Do well. Thank you. Students, in my next video, I'll be going to discuss the question answers related to this chapter. So do not forget to watch my second video, that is day 2. So this is my day 1 session. In day 2 session, I'll be discussing the question and answers.